You're just in time. Saved you a seat for the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. And I don't know about you, but personally for me, I don't know really anyone for that matter, but specifically men who are open and public about their personal self improvement. Perhaps there could be a few fellows who are super stealthy and they're just, uh, pros at hiding it from me. And acquaintances, colleagues, friends, just people I know. And it's like he actually is, but I would never be able to catch him doing it. Save a very specific situation like that, I really don't know any guy that is taking that daily effort to create. He is making through thought into action, action into repetition. And through that simple process, that kind of runs, all endeavor. If you're talking about men becoming the greatest version of themselves and going towards their very best outcomes, it's pretty much just a lot of that. I'm gonna think about this. Okay, I got it. Okay, the whole imagination, visualization, it's quite clear. So that gives me these actions. I'm not about to do all these actions at the same time. I'm not sure if that's possible. If it is possible, I'm not that guy. I will do the first action, and that's one action, and that's one action a day. And you're just trying to do that until it works. And then when it works, you move on to the next one. If it doesn't work, you got to keep on doing it. That's really what it is. Many of us are not. I do this kind of content on the internet, but in order to have content to yap about when I go on here, I also try and experiment and implement and apply a lot of the things that I try to, provide to this great void and space of the internet that would serve as insight and value for any man willing to listen that is interested in a better life for himself. I'm trying to do that right now for myself too, bro. And looking all around me, right now, I am saying this in the year 2025. It is mid-September. It's almost the end of September. My fall is flying. Anyone else? This is crazy. Time itself is speeding by me. I am blinking my way through reality right now. I'm not sure how else to describe it. It's like one blink, the day begins. Second blink, the day is ending. Third blink, it's been a week. Fourth blink, it's been a month. It's been a couple months. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but when you are actively self improving in your own life, and if you don't want to call it that, that's okay. I have heard from many a men who find that term nauseating. And okay, I feel that. I really do. I get where they're coming from. But if you're doing anything for yourself in which you have a goal that you want and you're headed there, and you're making a consistent effort repetitively over and over to try to make it there, then you are. Whether you want me to call you this or not, brother, you are a self improver. And I've never been this active in my own personal journey doing this for my own life. It's been a few years now, and it's been good. Oh, yes, it's been really good. It's been so good. It inspired me to try and do this podcasting stuff. I don't know how it is going. You guys have to tell me. None of you exist yet. So that's fine. Uh, we keep it going here at the Pillars of Man. And the first thing I'd like to begin diving as per usual, diving as deeply as I can into tonight is the first one of how lonely it really is. Ever since I was a kid, I'm a millennial. I'm a core millennial, is right? Because each generation spans such a That's such uh, a wide period of time that right there's like the junior members of the generation, the core members of the generation, the ones who are truly that title of that generation, and then like the elder members of that generation who are like they just made it, but they're more part of the generation above that one. So I believe I'm smack dab in the middle. I'm core. I'm a mid millennial. And I've heard all throughout my life from guys above me, from like, uncle, the campfires, and grandpa would say this, and um, commercials, TV, movies, right? And I would always hear this line, it's really lonely at the top. That's not deep. It's very difficult to get up there. What a human being, whether they're going to make the effort or not, who truly does not want to be there? I believe we all want to be up there. And that's why it's, summit, right? Mountain, super wide, huge, humongous at the base. And it goes all the way up to the tippity top. And that tip is very tiny. Yeah, I mean, people are going to fit up there, very lonely. And then I came to discover personally, you let me know if you're going through this as well, bro. Lonely at the top. What? It's lonely all the way up. It's lonely when you start. It is lonely when you are doing it. You're going, it's happening. And I know it doesn't have to be. I don't even recommend that. If you could pick, it's like, oh, do I want to do this the way of the Lone King? Or would I like to join, a band of brothers? My fellow kings, where you at? Let's do this together. Do it together. Do it together. Happier together. I'm telling you, it's way better like that. But that doesn't mean all of us have the luxury to do it like that. Maybe some of us really got to get going. And maybe the only person that's willing to begin to go is just you right now in your life. Brother, that's okay. That's more than fine. When you know that you can't stand being here anymore, continuing to deal with everything of how it's always been, like you good, you're ready for something way different, then you know it's time. And as you begin, the scheduling and the to-do list, and you really, you pull up that piece of paper. For me, it was a Word document. I'm a tippity tap tap typer. Not really old school like that anymore. Not since I was in, not since I was a kid in school with the pen and the pad. No hate though. Hey, Al Natural it's a classic experience. So whether you're doing this with the pencil or you're doing this on your keyboard, you're definitely going to need somewhere to get this all out so you can self-reflect on it and just be able to analyze it, evaluate it. Am I really trying to do this? Do I even want to go? And so you check this all out. And I did that. It gave me a list of actions that I needed to pursue, that I need to try. I need to pull these things off and make them work. And I mean, deadlines are great. I never really gave myself a deadline like that. I have smaller deadlines in mind, but there's no, as far as I'm concerned, my journey does not yet have an expiration date. That is a good or bad thing, depending on, man, you're asking. Maybe I can take it there in a second. But no expiration date, as in I'm trying to fully accept my journey is something. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at it like this too, brother. It's just going to go on and on. It's not going to stop. That sounds really awful. Now, okay, you and I have kind of just stepped into kind of a depressing place here. Wait, so I am going to do this for the rest of my life? Is that what, Kumo, is that what you're trying to tell me? Yes, that is what I'm saying. So for the rest of your life, then I'm going to be lonely for the rest of my life? What is this? It depends on what you're trying to do. It's not really possible, so I wouldn't be too worried. What I mean by that is when you're self-improving in life, that's going to run you into people. I mean, yeah, I know. the youngins. I'm old enough to I core millennial, bruh. So I can call my fellow Zoomer kings and my alpha kings, and I think the betas. I think the betas are still pretty young right now. So their kingship is on the way. But for my fellow Zoomer and Alpha Kings, of course I call you youngins, and a lot of you youngins, you know what's hip? Y'all still, do you guys still say that? You know what's hip with all of you? Okay, or like what you guys are down for? I see a lot of you guys are down for monk mode and ghost mode. It's like super hardcore. I'm going to disappear from the face of the planet, and when I come back, you won't recognize me because the aura will be hitting so diffy. Sure. Yeah, you can do it like that. I've done it like that. Actually, I have to confess, I've done it like that a lot myself. But it's tough because you continue along this way and you're essentially going against the grain. It's so crazy as I want to shift into this next point because self-improvement is a declaration against the rest of the world and the rest of society that no matter what happens, you are still going to make the effort to do what is best for you. And you have no need for anyone else to validate that, nor are you asking for anyone's permission to do that for yourself. Two very simple conditions I have to recommend. But just because we're all human beings, this ain't on no man stuff. This is just, yeah. I mean, be a good person. So, I mean, if it doesn't harm you and doesn't harm anyone else, you're good to go. And that gives you the rest of life to work with in terms of defining and creating that vision for yourself, right? Like, what I really typed out. Multiple times because the course correction was so real for me these past few years. But I mean, it's all part of the process. That's why it's dope. That's why you should do it. But you have it right in front of you. You made it. You created it, and you came up with it. I have to try to make my life like this so that when I make it all the way to the end, not only will I not regret it, I will be so happy, success or failure. You make it, you don't make it. You live, you die. This is very real stuff right here. Despite all of that, it's a non concern for true self improvers because you know what's guaranteed for you is the satisfaction at the very end. You will always be able to say, you did it your way. That's going against the grain. Good Lord. Other people are going to look at you like you are so crazy. In my experiences, I don't know why people are like this. Maybe I'm too young. No, for real. Maybe I'm not old enough yet to understand why when you just run into the average person, you can't talk about this stuff. Because when you do, people feel some type of way. It's very rare. I can't remember the last time, or I'm just trying to be nice right now. And there actually has been no time. There's never been one time somebody was like, oh, wow, that's what you're trying to do? But nobody's doing that. Why are you doing that? Cool. I hope you make it. That's awesome. You want to talk about community. You want to talk about finding like-minded brothers that would give you that kind of reaction. If you have that in life, you're blessed. You're so blessed. I am on the hunt for men like this. Until that happens, I've learned to just keep it to myself. Like just typically, and I'm not hating. I did not, I promise, I did not go on air tonight to just throw massive amounts of shade at people and, just be like, you suck and you're not cool and you're dumb and you're for doing it the way that you were told to do it. There is nothing wrong with that. I just don't believe anyone could say that is a perfect fit for every single human being who will be born into the human experience, okay, of modernity in our present day and age of the digital era, of the advent of the artificial mind. It still hasn't really changed. Will it change radically anytime soon? Oh, very. I mean, I think we all are holding our breath a little bit. I'm talking in the next couple of decades or so. Oh, wow, man, what is really going to start happening here for the school system as a whole? Oh, and just for context, it's like, Kuma, where are you? I'm in the great red, white, and blue, the US of A. Okay. America is my home. USA, USA. And here in the States, I'm talking about the school system. Yes. I'm talking about just the cultural mindset as a whole of how people perceive a good life. A good life is K through 12. Okay, check. College, uni, check. Nowadays, wow, I see young people, I got the utmost respect because the playing field is definitely, in my personal opinion, changed a little bit. You really got to go above and beyond four. Four is bare minimum now. Am I wrong? If I am, no, please let me know. Maybe that is no, that's not the case at all. I'm super curious and I'm here to learn too. But if I were to take a guess, four is the bare minimum. So you got a lot of these you youngins are really out there hustling, grinding, doing your thing is super dope, and you're going up to the masters and the PhDs. You doctors and you doctoras. What is the is there okay, women are going to be super angry at me now because they're you guys are probably just called doctors as well. I don't know why I do that. I just like kind of like separate, what I'm saying? Kings and queens, like, yo, what's up? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but okay. Masters, doctors, great. Check and check. Now what? You out there. You out there. It's kind of like salute, good job. Here it is. This is the accolade, the achievement, the banner that you really pulled that off. You passed it all the classes, all the papers, the dissertation. Am I even pronouncing that correctly? Probably not. The just all the speech and the expertise and crafted it all, and the cultivation of the brilliance of whatever you contributed to the field that you graduated in. Okay. 265 you go. To 65 you go. Hey, I'm not chuckling to, like make fun of people who live like this. Okay? I guess I'm just poking fun is what I'm doing at this very clear-cut path that was laid out for all of us. It's not really, what I'm saying? There's no this the point of conceiving it yourself. It's a rubric you follow, and it works. That might be a very controversial, debatable statement in 2025, but I digress. It should work. Is that better? Maybe that's a little bit better for me to say. It should work, right? All that schooling, and then you get out there and you got the job security, wink, wink, and all the way to 65. And then for men, you get about a decade. I'm talking statistics now. We getting a little, I think, is this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is scientifically backed. And so we get about 3/4 of a century. That's men. Women usually live longer because they're just not as idiotic. We keep it real here at the Pillars of Man. They don't kind of wild out as much as we do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, will I make that jump? Bro, watch this. Like, hold this. All right. and record me. I'm gonna try to make this jump. Women are like kind of like not, they're a little bit more chill than that. So I think for them, the projection goes up another decade, which is like, there you go. I mean, maybe women who make it to the end would listen to me right now, and at the tail end of their lives, and just like, Kuma, I hate you, okay? Because baby boy is not around anymore. I feel that, but it's like we checking around 75. Women are checking out around 85. That gives guys about a decade to live their best lives. That gives women about a couple decades to live theirs. And that's it. That is that. Welcome to the human experience of the 21st century. To be a self-improver is to look at all of that. And it's so crazy. You don't even have to say this because your actions in your life will speak for it, right? It's like taking all of that and saying, I'd like a refund. It's like saying, I don't want this, send it back. And I'm not going to order anything else off the menu. I'm going to need you to take out, that little, like server's, maybe a little, notepad, right? And I'm going to have you write down, I'm going to tell you what the chef is going to make for me. That's what that is. That's it. Okay. I know this analogy is kind of weird. I'm a huge foodie. I love food. Food is always on my mind. Like I thank God. I really do. Yo, Almighty, like, got my back, gave me a robust metabolism. If not, I would be a very chunky podcaster. And that's, hey, once again, I ain't stepping on no toes. I got nothing but love for my big bone brothers. But okay, I got, of course, self-improvement, right? The gym, all right, getting in shape, sun's out, guns out, whenever the sun's out, it's like try and like, make sure sucking the gut, hit the flex, super puffy chest when she walks by. And I don't know, hey, that might be your wife. You never know. You never know. So that is difficult for people to stomach. That is hard for, somebody who did it the right way. What's the quote unquote, what is the right way? It's the way they keep telling you to do it. Ooh, is that truly the right way? Again, that's a conversation I would actually love to personally have with you. But I mean, this communication style is a bit one-sided, okay, until you guys start commenting, and it's going to keep on going until I get some comments. God dang it, please comment. Your actions, how you carry yourself, just how you are as a person is this massive, pushback against, yes, what we were told over and over and over and over again. Do it like this, you're going to be fine. That is beginning to come apart at the seams. It seems the older we get. This year, the next couple years, next few years, maybe how about just the rest of the decade from here to 2030? That's a lot of time. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I think 2020 showed all of us that. Really, anything means anything. Life doesn't play when it comes to that. It's so crazy, life, life, like the great force of life is like this dealer kind of sometimes. And it's kind of just like, what are you going to get? Yeah, it's a surprise. Okay. Do you like surprises? This could be awesome, or this could be some of the most excruciating, agonizing experience that you're ever going to have. But I'm still going to give it to you because you don't have a choice. And that is a lot of motivation for guys who want to self-improve in life. Why? Why am I saying to you that's great motivation? Just because life is so volatile in this way. It is so, life brims with chaos. In all situations of life, they are all outlined in chaos until you live it. until it actually happens. And then you can go off of the details of the situation, okay, and then try and learn from that, course correct once again, try and do better, etc., etc. But until you do that, you have a lot of what ifs and you have a lot of maybes. All right. Now, for me, this makes life so dangerous. Living in perhaps, living in the should be and the could be. That's so tough. It'll drive you absolutely insane. You know, you do it the way they tell you to do it and it works great. You do it the way that they tell you to do it and it works, but you hate it. Oh boy, tougher situation. You do it the way that they told you to do it and it didn't work and you didn't get what you were supposed to get. And so now you get, oh, you know what I'm saying, bro? Now you kind of out here strung out. Like, what am I supposed to do? We've never lived in such an interesting time. I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. I'll just say interesting. Where if you are just able to scrape by, oh no, like seriously, scrape, okay? Like the ends are barely meeting, but they're meeting somehow. You ever strap something down when you're moving? Bungee cords, and it's just like, oh my god, you barely make those ends meet, and then it's like you connect them and you let go and you like, you know what I'm saying, you duck immediately like Mission Impossible style, and you think to yourself, wherever I'm going, when I get there, I'm gonna have somebody else undo this because this is a grenade now, basically. Yeah, okay, a little bit like that. That kind of, oh, okay. I wasn't supposed to make it to this month, but I made it to this month. Next month is up for grabs. That is that is too many. I want to say too many Americans find themselves in a situation like that. If you're not in a situation like that, you don't really got to worry about you can wash your clothes at home. You have water, it runs, and you can drink it. You got the heat, you got the electricity, you okay, your clothes, all right, got the food, you got warm meals every day, and you have the internet. You're blessed. You're doing well. Yeah. Oh, even in terms of numbers, back to the stats. Even in terms of numbers, in terms of like the rest of the world, you really can't complain. But see, here's the thing. The danger, though, is that that is enough for a human being to kind of just fully immerse themselves in a situation like that and let it run on repeat every single day they would choose to live like this. I don't really have anything to do and I don't really have anywhere to go, so I won't. I'll just kind of accept what I have here and I'll just keep living like this. And nowadays, quote unquote, living like this is the consumption and the enjoyment of anything they would choose to engage with on the great WW dot. The internet has it all. Okay, in terms of stimulus for our perceptions to engage with, absorb and watch, stare. Okay, all my kings are gonna get that one. Yeah, like what is floating your boat, taking my boat down this stream today, and you really do just stream that all day. I mean, these streaming services don't end, brother. There is autoplay. You can't, if it finishes, it will play the next thing for you. And then if you finish that whole thing, it will recommend the next best thing based off of what you just finished. And it will keep playing it. It's really crazy. Now, if this is the life that you want to live, okay, that's the life that you want to live. But maybe I'm stepping a little bit too close to you now, but I want to say that I know you know. I don't know you, but life is very difficult to hide from. when you are continuing to experience the one that you do not want. Cue self-improvement. And look at this. Look at this. And so like, if you don't have it all figured out and your life is not in the best place possible, and you're not, it's not sunshine and rainbows and it's super dandy with the dandelions and all that, and it's just not like that, then now we have two developing pathways for the modern man. This is a meme. I think my Zoomer Kings came up with this meme. The, the Zoomers came up with like the majority of the memes. No, some of them are y'all super creative. It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. And so this one is which way, Western man? I don't know. I don't know who makes these memes. I'm just going to assume the Zoomers, because the Zoomers are the most technological and internet savvy generation alive in all of humanity right now. I should I just said humanity as if the US is the entire world. That's a very American mindset right there. No, okay, forgive me. For humanity within the borders of the U.S. in terms of our country's history, all right, way back to George and the Boys. You Zoomers, you guys really the first children of the internet? No, right, something like that. Because when you guys came around, the internet was a thing. Okay, and so which way, Western man? Do you self-improve and you go through it? Oh, if you don't know what I mean, you know very quickly once you begin. And if not, then you know what I mean. The struggle, the journey, the process, okay? The voyage, the marathon. I like to call it the coronation. I get very dramatic on here because I do see you as kings. We are kings in this way. And that's when you kind of live that life of no one else around me is doing this. This is pretty crazy. You know, hometown, home city. I moved somewhere else, somewhere brand new. People here don't do it either. It's really just me really trying to live my best life and be my best self and be the best man I can possibly be. To cultivate my own ultimate version. To unearth the very pinnacle of my potential. That is one way. That's the way I'm gonna take you. If you rocking with me, we're gonna try to go this way. We might die tragically trying to go this way, but let it be. Okay, I'm telling you, this is the way. But if you don't believe me that that's the way, then what would be the alternate version? Now remember, this is when your life is like, if your life is already all set, like, oh, I don't know, like 6 figures, like what's all set? We'll try to do a bare minimum all set. 6 figures, you got a girl, maybe it's serious, maybe it's not, but y'all exclusive, right? And maybe you got some kids, no kids. I don't know, you got your own place, but that doesn't have to mean you are a homeowner. If it's you and the wifey, I mean the girlfriend, splitting the apartment, the bedroom apartment, the studio, that's awesome. And maybe y'all get a dog, or you have a cat. I love both, but I'm a dog person because cats make me sneeze like crazy. All right, cats just like it's literally a sneezing fit. It's so bad, and I get super itchy. I start getting some bumps on my skin and all that. It's like, oh my goodness, Furball is adorable. Stay away from me. But yep, any kind of dog is awesome. I'd like to own one. Used to have one growing up as a kid in my family. And so if your life is not like that, then that means you're getting by, you're maybe barely, and you're dealing with it. You're coping with that in a way where whatever free time you have left, it's going to be devoted to forgetting about the fact that you have to live like that. These are the two pathways. They're both going to be pretty lonely. And this is why I truly believe that self-improvement has become a rite of passage for the modern man to achieve anything more than what he already has and to become anyone better than who he currently is. There is no other way to do this. That's the bad news. How else are you really going to pull this off? Like, take away all the potential shortcuts. Shortcuts do absolutely exist. Nepotism is a thing. Can I get some nepotism out here? And support, really friends in high places, as they say. And, just general blessedness and good fortune and good luck, great luck. And all that. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the lottery is a thing. Okay, great. But if you did not have any of those things happen to you in your life, then brother, it's gonna come down to you. It's all you. It's on you. Literally, your shoulders. And you're gonna have to make it work. Yeah, but that's if you want to. If you don't want, if you have no desire to make it work, then you won't. Work will be bare minimum so that you can just continue to kind of, kick it. Get back to your place, put your feet up. It's all good, chill, and just do what you want to do. I see. Now here it's getting difficult for me to describe. I know, because as you can see, this is my job, but it's getting difficult for me to describe because I also don't know. At the very same time, I don't in real life. I don't really know any other guy who's really yeah, no, man, I'm I'm out here maximizing, looks maxing, money maxing, right? Romance and love maxing. Is she the one? If you're not the one, don't waste my time, okay? Because I have one ring. I don't have multiple rings. Like this thing is not. It's not. It's not. I'm not Thanos. Thanos. That wasn't rings. That was stones. It's not the Olympics. That one's not really that good either. Okay, but work with me here. I got one, and it's okay. It's for her. It's for that special somebody. And that is a very specific and designated way to live. If it's not going to be like that, then you give it all up. So you have to be certain, with absolute certainty, would you be able to just quote unquote check out in this way? I am only going to do the bare minimum possible. And see, what a setup. I have to say, that is it's pretty crazy to think about. It's like, am I getting older? Is this a sign of age? Where are my tax dollars going? Is that right? Is that why this is happening? I don't know. But the bare minimum that must be done in this country, though, depending on how you kind of set it up for yourself. And I'm not, for the people who really do need it, you know where I'm headed, brother. You know where I'm headed right now. But I gotta go here because I wanna touch on this because it's just there's no place like America. Oh man, we got our problems, but just if you need clothes, there's you find clothes. You will find clothes. No, seriously. Shelters and whatnot. If you need food, you will find food. It's actually that extreme of, wow, we have somebody here who is literally being deprived of water and sustenance to stay alive as a human being. That's not a thing. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm really ignorant and I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But in my personal experiences, since I was born, I have never seen, I've just never, in my own life, and call me sheltered, I really just haven't seen somebody out there just skin and bones, okay, nude, like unclothed, I mean. Okay, just like looking around, help, and really not like there is nothing they can do and there's no one they can go to get that help. That's not the US of A. It's not how we do it. And so that's awesome. That's not a bad thing. Now, for people though who are living like that and they found the system helps them and resources help them and whatever kind of help they can get, they're getting it. And that's it. And it stops there. Then that actually creates this viable pathway to be checked out. See, that's what I'm saying. Because being checked out won't kill you. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you can live like that. You can just, oh wow, I'm fed. I have a shirt. I got pants on. I'm not commando. Okay, like maybe that's how you like to listen to the Pillars of Man, brother. This is not that type of podcast. I don't know what you're doing, but hey, I'm not hating. Okay, like you're welcome to. Just I highly recommend. Maybe it's getting a little nippy out here. You have these basic necessities, and you're fine. Okay. So with whatever free time you have left in life, that second pathway, right? The first path of the self-improver, second pathway, the path of do whatever I want because no one can tell me anything. I don't care. I am not obligated to anyone else. I don't need to be employed. I don't need to chase, okay, the king within. I don't need to be like, I don't like potential and chase potential. Like, no, I'm good. I have a phone, okay? I get, McDonald's, free Wi-Fi, and just go there, chill, post up, and just like, whatever. Look at cat videos. I don't know. Cat videos are dope. But you know what's not dope? You know what's just, this is the horrendous part, is I know of, personally I do, of, some people who are actively choosing to live like this. And in order to protect them, this is as far as I can take it. They are absolutely miserable. And it hurts me because it's like you see them living like that and they're trying so hard to prove to themselves and the rest of the world that they're not. And this is where it gets extremely deep. This is where the conversation is now between you and you. It's between the man and himself. I am so miserable because I am a human being and I am a man. I have things that I want to do. I have capabilities that I want to exercise. There are capacities that exist within me. I want to function upon. I want to try right here. I want to give this attempt, but when you don't allow yourself to, and all you have left is the second path. And it's a lot of decay. It is death there. Death waits for all men, patiently, inevitably. But there is only one way you really could truly live, though, where when you meet death himself, it's with a smile, like an old friend. Oh, wow. Dang. Is the party already over? All right. Well, it was a good one. Off I go. Like you can't have that any other way unless you try, bro. Unless you really go for it in life. No other way that you're going to do this. No other way that you're going to be able to pull this off of the most satisfying, the most joyous, the most fulfilling, and the most meaningful way to live. You must live. And on the path of the self-improver, the way that you would do that is you are continuing to try and exceed the man that you were yesterday, the man that you were previously before you made that attempt. It is a It is not a vicious cycle of death when you're doing all these things that don't give back to you, and you would and you know the truth in your heart of hearts, you wouldn't be doing these things like in the first place. And the only reason why you are is because they're the most readily available. You trying to grow past that and get past that in life, then my solution, my cure for you, brother, would be that the attempt is what you need. It's not like you obviously want to take the time to make sure you to set yourself up for as much success as possible. I mean, it's a meter and it's 0 through 100%. Who doesn't want to be able to do it with a 100% hit rate, a 100% success rate? But maybe sometimes in life, you're going to have to do it with a 1% chance, with a 0.1% chance, 99.99% chance that this will not work for you. Why? Because there's not a soul on this planet that believes it will work for you. You literally have the 99.99% of the rest of the population looking at you like, why are you like this? Why don't you just get in line? Just file in. What are you doing? That's how it really feels. When you make that very declarative statement for yourself, not only do I want to be my own man, I want to be the finest man I can be. It really, and I've heard, as I've gotten older, I've heard that people say, well, it's because people are only cool with you doing well until it exceeds how well they're doing. I don't get that. Okay, if I really think hard, I kind of do. But you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to get it. I never will. I'm good with that. That's garbage. As if the world needed any more of us to make sure we are this success police and put that cap on each other. Yeah, we really need more of that, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. For those younger than me, maybe you haven't lived long enough yet to really understand the pain that I'm speaking right now. For those who are as old as me or older, I know you fully understand. Okay. I think if you're a human being, this resonates. Because if not, then it's really just walking around like, I hope you fail. What a way to live. What a mentality to be projecting out into the universe as you are living your own life. And I really do believe in karma, and it really does, come all the way back around. And then maybe, one of these days, it's a rainy day, it's a bad day, and for you, you needed someone to come by and tell you you can do it, and you get a giant middle finger. We all win, we all win. I don't even know if that really works, but I want to believe in it though. And I realize if even one man begins to self-improve, you can never say what kind of chain reaction that could have on the rest of us who are struggling to be our own light in life. Because you really do have it within you. That's not a question. That's not even a problem. The problem is not your capability, nor is it your effort, or how well you could really do it, or how far you could really take it. The question will always return to, will you or will you not? This question has never been more pertinent for the modern man, where he is looking at these two separate roads in which on the left, or, the first path, it is the most difficult way he could ever conceive to live. Yet at the very same time, it is the most rewarding. Because the reason why it's so hard is because you're pushing yourself. It's because you're really trying. You're trying. the attempt itself will always birth a certain amount of possibility. It's not up to me to dictate exactly how much. I don't believe any man can. That's really only for dad. I mean, that's really only for God to, truly know and decide. But be wary. Be wary, brother. For the second way, on that way, everything dies. Possibility ceases to exist on that path. Dreams die. Any attempt, whatever you wanted to try, dies. It doesn't ever get tried. And you just have to be really careful here. And that's why it sucks because we will all do what we will in life. All right. To each his own, right? That kind of philosophy in this way. But even with all of our own individual rights to our own lives, the autonomy and the agency of it, you're going to be very hard pressed to truly make peace with that way of life. Because that means for all eternity, you will always have this truth to swallow. You'll never get to know what could have been. You'll never find out what would have happened. That's why I highly recommend self-improvement is truly the path for any man seeking a better experience for himself. It isn't an option. It's a rite of passage into, it goes inwards into the very best of yourself. My king, you looking for, just a humble space on the internet where another fellow is doing the same. And that's kind of what I do here as well. I talk about anything and everything that goes into all of this stuff. By all means, you check me out here at The Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self-improvement surrounding philosophy, masculinity, wellness, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Kumo. I continue to reshape the modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you for checking all this stuff out. I hope to catch you real soon in my next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.